Hi, friends. I'm Scott Giles, and welcome to Saturday at 2:30. This is the video podcast that I do every Saturday afternoon at 2:30 here on Facebook Live and later on my YouTube channel. My topic today is thriving in the deep winter. And I don't know about you, but I celebrate Mardi Gras, which is one of the ways of surviving deep winter. Brought along some visual aids. These are called throws. And when there are Mardi Gras parades, people on the floats will throw beads like this to the crowd around the watching the parade. These throws are in the traditional colors of Mardi Gras: purple, gold, and green. Gold for wealth, green for faith, purple for justice. This happens to be an especially nice set that I use in my home for home decoration. Winter is hard on us all, and the month of February seems to be among the most difficult months to get through. And so there are holidays that people have created, like Mardi Gras, that enable us to get through the winter and the dark of the deep winter with some comfort. Valentine's Day is one that a lot of us think about when we think of February. And Valentine's Day is a holiday that's really kind of neat, but historically it's got sort of a bloody start. It comes from a Roman festival called Lupernicula, which was between February 13th and 15th. Uh, in Rome, it was celebrated as a Roman version of a Greek Lycaea holiday called the Wolf Feast. Uh, Pan, the forest deity that's half goat, half man, and quite sexually active, was called Lupernicus in Rome and was imaged as a youth wearing an animal skin girdle. During Lupernica, the young men of Rome, who are called the Brothers of the Wolf, would sacrifice a goat and a dog and then make floggers out of the skin of the animals. And then on the Lupercula feast, they would run through the streets of Rome naked and flogging women who would line the streets, exposing parts of their body to be flogged, because it was believed that if they were flogged by the young men, they would conceive in the upcoming year. In fact, those of you who know Shakespeare, Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar takes place during this festival, which is why Caesar tells Mark Antony to be sure he slaps his wife so that she would get pregnant during this festival. As Rome became increasingly Christian, the Christian community seized upon a couple of martyrs that Emperor Claudius II had executed on February 14th, both of whom were named Valentine in the third century. And so February 14th became the feast of Saint Valentine. And the church was quick to superimpose this feast on the Lupercula holiday as a way of kind of Christianizing a popular pagan holiday. We've done much the same with Mardi Gras. Over the world, just before the penitential season of Lent, a lot of countries have a festival that occurs just before that. Mardi Gras in America, Carnival in South America. Now, it's got a couple of purposes. Certainly, having a good time is one of them. In fact, the traditional Mardi Gras blessing is let the good times roll. One reason for a festival like this is to use up perishable foodstuffs that would go bad during the penitential season of Lent in Christian countries, which is why if you look at Mardi Gras recipes for things like king cakes, they're very heavy on cream and butter and things that would go bad. So you're using up perishable food, but you're also celebrating, like you do on Valentine's Day, just people and relationships as a way of kind of dealing with the cold of winter. I grew up in a part of New York where Mardi Gras was in fact celebrated. And to this day, I am a dues paying member of one of the crews in New Orleans that celebrates Mardi Gras. Most people think of Mardi Gras as uh, the parade of the Rex crew through the French Quarter on Fat Tuesday, the day before Ash Wednesday. But that actually is the end of the Mardi Gras season, which was 3 weeks before that. And during those 3 weeks, there are many crews that have their own parades and their own festivals. My crew is I kid you not, the intergalactic crew of Chewbacca's. Not Chewbacca, Chewbacca's Mardi Gras theme. It's the science fiction nerd crew. And in our parades, all the floats are themed to some science fiction meme, like, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, that sort of thing. Now, this year in Mardi Gras 2021, there are no parades because of the pandemic. And so what people are doing is they're decorating their houses. And instead of standing still and having the parades pass you by, you drive the route in your car or bicycle if the weather permits, and you observe the houses instead of the floats. My crew has decorated 4 houses this year, and I'm really quite happy about that. So, Valentine's Day, Lupernica, Mardi Gras, Carnival, all festivals occurring in February in the dark of winter. And of course, we also have the Lunar New Year, which occurs on the second new moon following the winter solstice. And in Asian countries, this is a high holiday. Everyone tries to start off the year right. New hairstyles, new clothing, they clean their house, pay off their debts, throw a feast. The legend around the Lunar New Year is that in ancient times, the Jade Emperor declared a race to heaven, and all of the animals competed to get to heaven first. The rat and the cat persuaded the ox to carry them on the ox's back across the river of time and space to get to heaven and promised to keep guard. The tiger heroically struggles against the current. The rabbit hops from rock to rock, cleverly trying to get across. The pig naps in the shade, and so on. All the animals have their stories in the Asian zodiac calendar. When the shore came in sight, however, the rat pushed the cat overboard and jumped over the top of the ox to land on heaven's shores and win. Now, the year 2020 was the year of the sneaky rat. 2021 is the year of the hard-working ox. Now, all of these festivals, Valentine's Day, Lupernica, Mardi Gras, Carnival, the Lunar New Year, they're here to remind us that February is a month that needs all the help it can get. Just as when the winter solstice comes and the night is as long as the day, cultures have created holidays of light as a way of kind of reminding people that the sun will return. Hanukkah, Christmas, Diwali, and so on. Because getting through the winter can be a slow slog. In February, as the winter deepens, cultures have created these other holidays to remind us to get through a difficult, dark time. In our home, the Bates Giles household, my wife and I have been enjoying watching the YouTube channel of a couple in northern Sweden, Jonna Jilton, Jinton, if you want to look for it. She's an artist and a videographer, and her work is beautiful. The way she and her husband get through the dark winter, and up there they've got the polar night where the sun doesn't rise at all. They cut a hole in a frozen lake, and every morning they go swimming in the frozen water. I kind of think the theory is that once you've done that, anything else that happens to you in the course of your day is an improvement. I'm not going to follow them there, but in Scandinavian countries, they actually do have a concept called hygge, Hygge, pronounced hygge, approximate translation, cozy. In these countries where there's a long history of profound dark in the deep winter, they change their expectations about what winter might bring during that season. Instead of expecting to go for drives or bikes, the expectation is to take pleasure from gentle, soothing things, creating sanctuaries in the midst of the winter life. So, this time of year is not the time to engage in athletic activities, but it's a time for gathering around the fire with your loved ones over fondue or pizza, different pleasures, simpler pleasures than you could experience in the warmer times, but that can be savored in the dark of winter. And this is the clue. We're thriving in deep winter, understanding that it is a difficult time. Cultures have always acknowledged this with their deep winter festivals, but that it is possible by changing your expectations to get through this time well by enjoying and savoring the gentle, small things that are still possible for you, no matter how hard it's snowing outside or how bitter the cold. Fire, candlelight, um, pleasures with your loved ones. These things that you don't ordinarily have time for in nicer weather are things that can be cherished. That is hygge, the notion of being cozy in the depth of winter. And that's how you thrive. Hey, thank you for your time and attention. I will be back next week with another video on a different topic. I hope you'll join me. It does help me if you'll share my videos, so please do that on social networking and like, subscribe and share. If I could be of help to you as a life coach or a hypnotist, please feel free to reach out. Thank you very much. Stay well and stay safe.